I didn't know necessarily the word for it or the name for it, but I knew that I wanted to do something involving crime and decompositions.
Death has always held more fascination than fear for Brianna Murray.
I was one of those people that since the age of 8, I sort of knew what I was going to do. Some people just have a calling, I guess.
A forensic anthropology major at Western Carolina University, her classroom includes the school's body farm.
Nobody's tried to get in or anything like that.
Surrounded by a privacy fence rimmed with concertina wire, the so-called decomp facility is managed by Dr. Cheryl Johnston.
Most of our people are fairly skeletonized at this point.
She uses decomposing bodies to teach students how to exhume skeletons, process a crime scene, and calculate the time of death.
We were just amazed at how quickly this went.
Since 2007, the farm has processed about 45 bodies. About 24 lie here in various states of decay. The rest have been collected, their skeletons part of a permanent campus archive that students study for clues.
Stature, ancestry, trauma, pathology.
The bodies come, sometimes weekly, from prearranged donors or families who just can't afford a funeral.
A lot of these guys come from nursing homes and, they're maybe in a hospital gown or a lot of them have a diaper on.
The students monitor the decay, especially in the first few weeks.
That's when most of the stuff happens. You'll see the bloating and the purging and all that sort of stuff, which that's where you'll get more of the smells.
There's also a few animals, mostly donated roadkill.
Bears smell way worse than the humans.
It's like when you walk in a house where somebody's cooking food and it's like, wow, that smells really good. And then after 10 minutes, you can't smell it, or it's not as strong. It's the same with decomp.
Johnson describes herself as smell blind, or maybe just accustomed to it. But she's admittedly less affected by how repellent death can be than how fleeting life is. It's a realization she learned earlier than most.
When I was 4 or 5 years old, I observed a plane crash.
A mid-air collision between a tiny Cessna and a loaded passenger jet occurred right above her family home.
It just happened and everything just fell out of the sky. I just knew all the adults were really upset and I didn't know why. Because it was just like, wow, this is really interesting to me. And they were all like, oh my God,
She suspects her career path may have been at least partly determined by her reaction to the carnage.
Wondered how you identify people and get them back to their families, and that's what we're doing here.
Find another one. Sook, find another one.
That same pragmatism informs the work of cadaver dog handlers like Patty Brasky-Michael.
She's a Belgian Malinois.
She trains at the body farm with Nala.
Find him. Where is he?
Not because she has any affinity for death.
God forbid that there's a large disaster.
But because death is a fact of life, and because a body, even a lifeless one, can bring finality and peace.
We do this because we want to make sure that family members can put their loved ones to rest and bring them home. Mm-hmm. Being able to give back, I think, is probably the most rewarding thing anybody can do.
Now, the original body farm was built about 35 years ago at the University of Tennessee, and it's known for staging bodies in a variety of settings, including trailers and car trunks. Now, earlier today, we told you about the body farm that's coming here to Florida at this field. But if you missed that story, you can find it on our website. And don't miss Good Morning Jacksonville tomorrow, where I'll tell you more about those amazing search and rescue dogs. Ann Schindler, First Coast News.